Hi everyone, and welcome to the ProBuilder 2.0 beta milestone number 2 video. So this is quite an update to the ProBuilder 2.0 beta, and jumping right into this, you can still create a cube right away. Control K, let's drop that in there and start looking at some of the additions we've added. The editing modes has been changed quite a bit from the old method, which is still available. If you look down here under edit mode in the ProBuilder window, you can choose either seamless or mode-based, and mode-based is really just like what it sounds. It locks you into certain modes, which I find to be a lot quicker to be able to edit, and using the shortcut keys we've set up, you can do this very quickly. So if you have anything selected, or any ProBuilder object that is, and just click on, hit A on the keyboard, you'll jump, as you see in the editing level, into geometry mode, and instantly I can edit anything at all, just like so. No need to select the object, to set it up, to later, enter and exit the mode. While I'm doing this, I can simply edit however I like. I can then hit the D key on the keyboard to jump into vertex mode, or D again to toggle back to face mode. So this is really fast. You can edit things extremely quickly and easily now using the keyboard shortcuts and this mode method. You can hit escape to exit all modes and go back to what we're calling the top level mode, and this basically just allows you to edit objects as a singular item, or of course select multiple and edit those however you'd like. You can hit the S key and you'll jump into the texture editing mode. And with this, you can select any face and just use the same editing methods that were all available from the milestone number 1. We have added one or two things to this. Number 1 being if you have any number of faces selected, let's just use these here for example, and hit the N key, it will automatically drop on a no draw texture. So just a quick way of doing that. Another item you can use is if you select a material, you can do or use the Control Shift and it's left click now will quick paint on that texture onto wherever you click. So this is handy in that it used to be you simply used a single right click to drop it on, which we found, of course, if you're looking around your scene using the right mouse button, as soon as you let go it would paint on that texture, and that was a big problem in a lot of ways. So now it's Control Shift and left click will paint it on. Looking some more at this no draw, we now have an option. I'll just jump down a little ways in the buttons area here in the GUI. You have an option to show and hide no draw. So if I click hide, you'll notice all the no draw planes simply disappear. And click on show, of course they pop right back in. So just a way to quickly see which items are and aren't no draw, and that was missing in milestone number 1, but we've added it in here. One thing, actually probably the best thing, or one of the best things in milestone number 2 that I somehow forgot to mention, in the texture editing mode, we now have the very cool option to select any face, just like so, and then move the texture around. So just to make sure that shows up in the video here, just like so, I can simply select the handle and move it around. So this is really handy. Obviously makes it much easier to align your texture however you like. We'll also be adding the ability to rotate and scale the texture, which of course will affect the rotation here and the scale or tiling right up here. So very handy, and we hope everyone enjoys that. It had been requested a while back, and I always thought it was a great feature to have, so this will definitely add to the experience. Down the list again, we have another nice option, the merge selected options here. And we'll just use these items we have already created here. If you select any 2 items or more and just click on the merge selected here, you can choose to kill the originals, destroy basically any of the original items, or save them. So if I use the save donors option, click that, I now have a copy of these. If we look in the hierarchy, you have a merged ProBuilder object item, and so this is now merged into one single item, so you can save on draw calls and such by doing that. You'll also notice that the original items are saved. If you use the save option, they're just deactivated, so you can select them and reactivate them from the inspector if you need to edit them again as singular items. With these objects, also, you can now rotate them and scale them just fine. There's also the create prefab option, works about the same, and the create CBPO down here, which stands for compound ProBuilder object. That's just a quick way of selecting multiple items and dropping them into a group. So I can select these two and click on that create button, and now they've been dropped into a group that I can edit as one. And this will have some more uses further on. Right now it might not be too obvious its use, but it can be useful for simple editing multiple at once. But again, we'll be adding more in the future to that. The export OBJ is now in there and working great. You can export any number of objects at once or a compound object simply by clicking export, and it will bring up a dialog where you can choose where to drop it in and the name and so forth. So we've made that a bit more robust and useful. So definitely take a look at that. Very handy for exporting your objects into a separate editor. Lastly, and perhaps best of all, the light mapping now works just fine. So if I were to create a scene that actually made sense here, do this real fast. The only thing that you'll need to do still, this isn't working perfectly just yet, you'll just need to click on the Force Update Light Map UVs, and then open up the light mapping and light map it as usual. And there we have it, perfectly light mapped in the ProBuilder 2.0 beta here. So that's a big addition, and the Milestone number 1, obviously that wasn't working and was a big deal. So we've gotten that working. Still one issue remaining. You'll notice that any no draw faces will still get light mapped if they're on there, but working to get around that obviously. And this is really, much more feature complete towards the full ProBuilder 2.0 tool, and we definitely are looking forward to seeing what everybody has to say about this. So definitely, give it your best shot to break things if you can, and try using this. It should be much more usable than the Milestone number 1, and so many additions and upgrades to it here, and obviously lots more coming in for the next Milestone release in a week or so. So thanks for taking a look at this, and hope to hear back from everyone. Thanks.